just wanted to go through a little loop there, try to emphasize some of the highlights of this guitar, what I've done to it, and the sounds that you can get through it, you know, through this system, which is slightly complicated, but something you can reproduce for sure. So this is the Taylor T5z. I have a LR Baggs Anthem SL pickup installed, which is the sound you heard on the body. That sound is coming through the Anthem SL, which has a microphone installed right back here, and it has a piezo pickup installed underneath this bridge. So I personally really enjoy the sound of this pickup compared to the quote-unquote acoustic sound that comes pre-installed stock on the Taylor. So I'll play the acoustic sound that comes on the Taylor when you buy it out of the box. Now I'll play the Anthem SL. And from a looping perspective, you know, I find myself hitting on the guitar a lot for solo gigs. You know, sometimes I'll be beatboxing, or I have a shaker, or I have a drum pad that I've been working on. But sometimes the most pleasing sounds can just be hitting on a guitar that has a nice pickup in it. And when you hit on the guitar that comes, you know, with this stock pickup, there's really not a lot of variation through this body sensor. Find myself hitting the neck pickup for the bass sound. And then when I hit the top, there's just kind of just a clicking. It's present when you hit it with a something hard like a ring or a guitar pick, but there's really not much dimension to it, whereas the percussive sound of the microphone from the Anthem really, I think, brings the acoustic properties of this guitar to life. I also find myself much more likely to plug in just the Anthem pickup if I were to play a quote-unquote acoustic style performance where I was at an open mic and didn't have my pedal board and I was just plugging into a PA system or a really minimal setup. I would use this sound over the Taylor acoustic sound. Honestly, I would use the Anthem SL almost over almost any acoustic guitar pickup that I've heard on the market. So installing that on this guitar really takes it above and beyond, in my opinion. So having access to that really makes this thing just so versatile for acoustic looping, solo guitar looping, and adds just such a great texture. The thing that I think really changes the game for me, I've just kind of discovered this possibility, and I'll most likely be going down this rabbit hole in future gigs. I have this going through my guitar rig currently with two cables running out. Previously, I would just do the entire gig with just the Anthem. A lot of times I've been doing gigs with just electric guitar, hitting on the magnets of the guitar to get a nice kick sound, and I'll show you what that sounds like here. So just an electric guitar gig, I've been able to get a nice percussive sound out of this. To me, that sounds, you know, enough of an emphasis on percussion for people to tap their toes and to build a song off of that. There's that, like I said, that's enough. But with the addition of having this percussive element, I think that just really takes it over the over the edge here. And mapping this to just one button, so there's one button on this pedal board right now, in order to switch from acoustic to electric guitar. It allows me to change the texture of the loop quite a bit. I actually have not gone out and played a gig with this setup just yet, but I can see with this double pickup setup just yet, but I can see it being very useful in getting all of the sounds that I'm hoping for. What is great about this, though, is the electric guitar sound, the magnetic sound, is running through a bass amp patch, which isolates all of the low-end frequencies. It's actually split the frequencies of the pickup around 200 hertz. So around 200 hertz, all of the low end of this pickup goes through a compressor and a bass amplifier block that compresses and isolates the EQ. And I'll let you hear just what that sounds like, just the low end. And because that's coming through the electric pickup, it really adds a lot of stability to it. Whereas if this sound was isolated on the piezo, there would be a chance for some low-end rumble and feedback and things like that. But that sound itself allows for me to have a very constant low-end sound. I even have an octaver on there. Which I'll do, more edits to in order to have it be more stable. But that alone allows for everything to be nice and full all the time. And there's no reverb or modulation on that low end frequency. So if I add things like auto wah, it keeps the low end frequencies going all the time, which is just so nice for live looping. It would actually probably get in the way of a band scenario. So when I do play with the band, I have to change this preset and kind of get rid of all that low end. But in my opinion, the properties of the electric guitar to me is just so it's so nice on this, and then to have it also be a very stable acoustic sound. It's just the absolute best solution I can think of in order to give myself the flexibility all in one guitar. So yeah, that's the best I can do to explain all this in one video. The installation of it was very easy. I could see you being able to make a very similar sound easily with one of these HX Stomps. Or if you have the larger helix, I think that's a possibility as well. I'm using the Boss RC600, which I'll be posting a video of this entire pedal board soon, but that is also another very easy piece of gear to replicate all the sounds that I made today with. But yeah, let me know what you think. If you have any questions about it, I would be happy to make more videos on the subject. I'd be happy to answer questions via text in the comments as well. But I hope this is helpful to anybody who is trying to get more out of their Taylor T5z. Hopefully it's helpful if you're deciding if the T5z is a good guitar for you. And yeah, I hope that at the very least it helps you on your journey of finding a great guitar for looping, or just a great guitar for playing with a band if you need, two very distinct sounds. And yeah, I really appreciate you checking out the video, and thanks again.